Hey, coffee lovers, Mark and AJ here from Whole Latte Love. Today we want to show you 4 of our favorite coffees. So we'll talk about, I have 2 that are very much at opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yep.
Yours are maybe a little closer.
Probably a little closer, yeah.
And you know, as we go through the video here, we'll talk a little bit about growing altitude and how that affects coffee. We'll talk about blends and origins and all that kind of stuff. We did put up a couple. We also got kind of opposite ends of the spectrum as far as machines here, just to kind of what coffee you might start with on this and what coffee you might want to use over here.
Yep.
Although you can get great results on either set if you know what you're doing, and we certainly can help you with that. So AJ, let's start with you. So what do you have over here, your 2 favorites for today?
So I'll start here. This is the CARRARO TAZZA, and we put out a full video of the CARRARO line about a month ago, and I'll put a link down in the description to that. But this was my favorite of the bunch by far, and I've been drinking it every day since then, making an Americano with it. I've also had it in milk drinks, and to me, it's kind of like the all-around crowd pleaser. It's going to taste great to someone who's coming from more of an Italian style bean blend, but also someone who's used to specialty coffees that has that kind of brightness up front, but then mellows out into a more rounded taste in the end. So this one for me is great for everyone. For everyone? Yeah.
And I'm going to go with my crowd pleaser. Now, if you've been watching my videos at all, you know I've loved this coffee for years. I drink a lot of classic style Italian bean blends, and this is just my favorite. I always recommend it, you know, if you're starting out in espresso and you want to have great, easy results and great flavor, MAROMAS ORPHEA. That's the one. So it's great, like if you're starting out on a machine like the Gaggia Classic, but you could certainly throw it on the Synchronic here. There's no reason you can't. It makes a lot of crema. It's got the classic, the classic flavors in it. But it's got that chocolate. It's got awesome reviews, hundreds and hundreds of reviews. I'm not the only one who likes this stuff.
No.
Hundreds of reviews, rates 4.5 out of 5 stars. One of our top selling coffees. And if you haven't ever tried this and you like that classic Italian style bean blend, this is a great one to try. It's not bitter at all. It really comes out real nice. So those are kind of, and these are coffees, these 2 on the ends here are ones that don't really have to be super fresh, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can drink these they're designed as a bean blend and as their preparation and storage methods to have a longer shelf life and sit on your shelf for a month or longer if necessary.
Yeah, many months, really.
Yeah.
And the best place, in our opinion, to store these kinds of coffees is right where they come.
Yep. Yeah, the roaster's bag, if you've got a one-way valve on there and you seal it up nicely, that's going to work fine. If you want to take it a step farther, we do sell coffee vacs or other airtight containers that'll really, you can keep the UV light out, you can keep the air out, and they'll last for a long time.
So your higher end coffee, and you use this, you did a really cool video. Tell us about that, using this coffee.
Speaking of storage methods, I actually did an experiment using the FUEGO Ethiopia where I tracked its extraction fresh from roast, 5 days after roast, for 30 days, looking at how extraction time and taste and appearance changed, and then also comparing it to the different storage methods. If you want to check out that video, I'll also put a link in the description to that, but it definitely had some interesting results.
And this is a high altitude coffee, and just a little bit about growing altitudes, right? In coffee, it's just kind of generalizing here, but as you go up, right, it's going to be a little bit cooler, so the coffee's going to grow in a cooler environment. It's going to grow more slowly and concentrate. The idea is, so usually in some of these high altitude coffees, you can see smaller beans in there because they're growing more slowly and concentrating more flavor in each bean. Really is how that works.
And this type of bean, like we said, the others were kind of the all-around crowd pleaser. These are going to be more for the kind of coffee specialist, the people that are used to the kind of higher end single origin type things. It'll be brighter, maybe a little sour, a little acidity, some fruit forward flavors, maybe a little lighter. You won't necessarily get the thick gobby crema in your cup. It'll be a little thinner coming out as you extract it, but for those people that have a refined taste, these are really the way to go.
So let me talk about mine, right?
Sure.
So I've got the shirt on. This is from Joe Bean Roasters. Now, we worked together on Joe Bean, on this espresso blend over a number of months, did a lot of tasting and really refined what we wanted in this coffee, and we're really pleased with the results. Again, these 2 are specialty coffees.
Yes.
We're talking, in $10, $11 a pound on these, and these are probably double that.
Yeah.
But worth a try, right? So one thing I like here, so this one, it all comes from our side of the world. It's Central America, Colombia coffee. What I like on this, now you don't have to stick to this, but On this blend, so you're going to see the roaster here, what they've done is kind of telling, you know, what you can expect flavor-wise, but what I like is they give you a starting point at least for an extraction here. So 18 grams of coffee, 200-degree Fahrenheit brew water, a 40-second extraction, going to talk about that in a second, and 42 grams out. So they're giving you a brew ratio. So this is a little beyond the, the typical starting point 1-to-2 ratio of coffee to espresso out. But that 40-second extraction, right? We're always talking about dialing in a coffee, and we're in that 25, 30-second range when you're dialing in. And the roaster here says they like this extracted at about 40 seconds at that ratio. Now that doesn't mean you have to do it there, right? And in fact, we did some more tasting with this morning. And what was your opinion? Yeah,
so we tried it with the manufacturer's recommendations, and it was great. And you could really taste that that's what they intended for. But then just to experiment, we tried a little bit coarser grind and a little bit faster extraction. So we did more of a standard 1-to-2 ratio, got 18 in, 36 out in around 30 seconds instead of 40. And that brightened it up a lot. So you could taste that kind of a hit of a little bit sour, but a little bit bright up front, which I preferred. But it's nice that they give that recommendation to a starting point for that.
And they did say cherry and peach flavors in here, which we definitely got. But if you're newer to coffee, really, you got cherries in there. And I'll tell you, I've had Yirgacheffs, and this is a nice one. I've had some that are just like bursting with blueberries. It's just amazing. So
yeah, I get like grapefruit from this one.
Grapefruit from this one? Yeah. So again, those two of our favorites, very much at the opposite end of the spectrum. Again, highly reviewed ORPHEA coffee, one of my favorites, easy to work with, not bitter. It's a great classic Italian-style bean blend. Then, the espresso blend here, a specialty one. It's going to be higher altitude coffee. It's going to be much lighter again, and these, you're not going to get the goopy gobs of crema and that kind of thing out of those. So, and wrap up yours for us one more time.
Yeah, so the CARRARO TAZZA, all around great coffee, great as espresso, great as Americano, great as latte. A little cheaper than some of the higher end stuff. And then you go up to the FUEGO Ethiopia for the kind of mature espresso taste. I probably wouldn't put it in a latte. I'm sure some people do, but I like it more kind of straight to really let those flavors come out.
Oh, and one more thing. If you're newer to coffee, I just want to talk because some people think there are espresso beans. There's not.
Right.
You can take any of these coffees and use any method you want to brew them. Now, they might do better for you in one or the other. I love the ORPHEA as a long coffee or as an espresso, and it really works well in milk. And I do Americanos with these a lot, and I do it with this too. So it doesn't have to be espresso.
Right.
So. All right, guys, thanks for checking out some of our favorite coffees. Do give them a try. AJ, thank you for yours. I'm Mark from Whole Latte Love. If you love this stuff, do subscribe to the channel, and we hope you come back soon for more of the best on everything coffee, brought to you by Whole Latte Love.